Hello, the subject is marketing management. The topic is product life cycle. Every product that is introduced to the market gets on with different stages of its survival. And a day comes when the product is taken away from the market. And this is the stages that the product undergoes in the market every time it is introduced and every time it is taken away from the market. And all this put together, this word arises called as product life cycle. Come, let us see what is the meaning of product life cycle then. The product life cycle means the sequence of stages that every product progresses through until it reaches the stage where it is finally abandoned or discontinued from the market. So every product that is being introduced for business in the market takes on and moves on through various stages of its life and finally comes to a stage where it is going to be discontinued. And in this process and in this progress, the product reaches and progresses through various stages, which all these stages put together we term it as product life cycle, which is also known as PLC. The product life cycle theory is an economic theory that was developed by Raymond Vernon. He proclaimed that the product life cycle has the following stages. They are introduction, growth, maturity, saturation, and decline. Come, let us see one by one in detail and depth what these stages really mean in product life cycle. So the first stage in product life cycle is introduction. This is the first stage, and this is where the product is thus designed according to the needs and wants of the consumer is introduced to the customer for the first time. This is the stage when the product is very new to the market and the firm tries to create product awareness and develops a market for the product. All the company does in this stage is to inform the customer that there is a product that could solve the problem or the issue of the customer. This stage requires greater investment as the product branding and quality levels are established and the property rights such as patents and trademarks are obtained. The firm can either keep the price of the product low to penetrate into the market and increase its price and it increases the market share or price the product on the high side to recover the development cost. The blend of advertising and personal selling is likely to be more effective at this stage of introduction, since the product is new and the customers will make purchases only if they have sufficient information all about the product. Until the consumers show acceptance for the product, the firm distributes its product through a selected distribution channel in this stage, that is introduction stage, which is to be very cautiously and meticulously to be done by the marketing department. The second stage is the stage of growth. This stage is immediately after the stage of introduction. In the introduction stage, the products are being introduced to the audience or the customers, and it has been informed so well that the customers have sought out the product for, and the product has really wanted to be purchased in their minds. This is very important stage which will show how the previous stage has worked really well. This stage is characterized by increased sales and profits if introduction is done well. As the production increases, the firm achieves and economies of scales, and hence the overall profits of the firm increases. Here, the firm tries to develop the brand preference and increase the market share. This is the time when other similar kinds of goods enter the market, and thus the firm tries to maintain its quality and introduce add-on features and support service to keep up with the market share. Here, the competition is not so stiff, and therefore the firm keeps a moderate price of its product and enjoys the increasing demand. More distribution channels are added to the network as more and more customers are to be reached. Since the customer base is widespread, the broader promotional tool is required, and hence the advertising is likely to be more effective in this stage, and the growth stage has to be complemented by the distribution channel that has been operational in the organization. The third stage in the product life cycle is maturity. This stage is characterized by slow growth and intense competition. There are several firms that offer similar kinds of products, and therefore the new product model or its variants are introduced to differentiate it from that of the competitor's product. Here, the distribution becomes more intense, and the channel partners are often given the incentives to gain more preference over the competitors' products. The sales promotion and personal selling play a vital role at this stage. The short-term incentives are given to the public in the form of gifts, vouchers, discounts, rebates, with the intent to boost temporary sales, which is not going to last for a longer time. Once this stage is done, the next stage in the product life cycle is saturation. It is a stage in which there is neither increase nor decrease in the volume of sale. The sale becomes stagnant. Through modification in the attributes of the product, certain things can be achieved better. This can to some extent attract new customers, but it would not benefit the company as far as the profits are concerned. Competitors' products at this stage would have started gaining its market share. Hence, at this stage, the company is slightly losing its market share in the business world. The next stage in the life of product is that of decline. After all the stages of introduction, growth, maturity, and saturation, there comes final sign. Finally, the product reaches the stage where the profits touch the lowest point. Competition becomes severe, and customers start using other better alternatives. Here, the management has to take one of the following crucial decisions: maintain the product by adding new features or discovering its new usages, harvest the product by reducing the cost of production and selling to the niche market segment, abandon the product that is discontinued, or withdraw the product from market, or liquidating inventory to another firm that is ready to continue with the product. Thus, these are the stages which every product passes through, and the company should plan its marketing strategy keeping in mind the life stage of a product in which it is falling. If so, if all these are the 5 stages of product life cycle, how this product life cycle will help the marketing department to lay on strategies that they can get benefited from each of these stages. That is what we are going to study or learn in this slides. The usefulness of product life cycle. In the different phases of product life cycle, firms need to concentrate on different aspects of marketing and sales so that they can utilize the available stages and they know the information that in which stage the product is in, and that would help them to benefit from it. So if the product life cycle stage is introduction, in that stage the company and the marketing department has to do the following things. If it is in the introduction stage, it has to always keep on these points in its mind. Raising product awareness through advertising or word of mouth has to be done more in this introduction stage. Offering the product at discount helps penetration pricing to tempt customers to try the product at more places and to increase more sales. Target early adopters and influential market leaders. For example, firms may offer free product reviews to influential bloggers in the market. This is always being done in the era of internet. Firms need to find willing suppliers who are willing to stock. The company has to find who are ready to stock the goods and sell them, and that would help the introduction stage a better phase. And this phase will not be profitable because costs are high but revenue relatively low. This is the aspect that has to be understood by the firm, that the introduction stage is a stage which takes little longer to show the profits. Hence, this stage will always be less profitable compared to other stages of the product life cycle. If the product is in the growth stage, then the firms have to use these strategies. Firms need to capitalize on growth to extend product sales from small retailers to big supermarkets. In this stage, if the company is getting to know that they are in the stage of growth of their product, and then they have to expand their market, they have to widen their sales, they have to have more number of sellers and more number of wholesalers and retailers. They should not be with the small but be with the large players so that their growth can be met easily. The second strategy in growth is firms can change marketing from niche areas to a more mass market. They should always focus on the mass in the growth stage rather than on the small classical markets in this stage. And the next aspect in the growth stage to be kept in mind is the firm can adapt to consumer feedback and offer new features of better consumer support, because this is the stage where more people have started to buy the company's product, and at this stage if there is any feedback that can be collected from the consumers, that can be used to add or enhance the product features so that the company can have better prospect in this stage of growth. The product life cycle at the stage of maturity, the company can have very good prospects if growth was better. With peak market penetration, the firm may seek to increase prices to increase profitability. However, if the market is very competitive, the firm may feel they need to keep prices low to defend market share. If the company thinks of earning more profit at this maturity stage, the sales would be not so high at this stage because people all in the market have your products and they are not ready to pay such high prices for your product. Then the company might tend to lose the market share. Hence the company wants to defend and to be in the market share, they keep prices low at this stage of maturity, and they should do this. The firm may concentrate on seeking to improve the product to gain market differentiation and extend the period of maturity. If the company wants to survive this stage, if the product has to be survived at this stage, the company has to improve the product a lot if possible at this stage itself, because this is the stage which is going to lead to the next other two stages of the product. The next stage of the product is saturation, and it is the stage in which there is neither increase or decrease in the volume of sales. The sales at this stage would have become stagnant, and any kind of steps taken by the department and by the firm would not benefit profitability for the company in such high level and in such kind of manner in which the company expects, because this is the stage where entirely things have gone out of hands, where other companies have really marched in. The next stage and the last stage in the product life cycle that a company can do or the company can strategize is at the stage of decline. This is the stage where the company can decide wholly whether to continue with the product or not, whether to reintroduce certain thing in that particular product or not, whether to find a new use for that existing product or not. It is left to the company at this stage, which is the decline stage. In the decline phase, the firm may feel it is best to let the product go. Example: diesel cars cannot solve issues of pollution and damage to its brand reputation. However, with an iPhone, Apple let old models go to be replaced by the next model. Decline and discontinuing the product can be a way to force customers to buy an upgrade. Next time their contract expires, they will be buying a new product, and that new product will be from your company if you decide well. Managed decline by targeting on a niche market. For example, vinyl records have declined, but now they have become a very profitable niche for record labels. Total sale revenues for vinyls are close to sale revenues from digital downloads because record companies can charge a premium price for the good, but yet all the products in the market will not have this kind of a chance in the market. And to be frank, it can be understood that not all the products can survive the stage of decline, but every product that has been introduced in the market will go through the stage of decline. And if it survives this stage, it is all because of the efforts of the marketing department and the firm. But there are little chances that a product would survive the stage of decline in the product life cycle. And if a product is reaching this stage, it is saying that the next innovation is to be made ready. Hence, Product life cycle is an important part of the product in the marketing department and the firm as a whole, and the company should know, the firm should know in what stage each and every product lie, and accordingly the company can strategize their way of marketing campaign and their way of distributing the product to the ultimate customer. And if the informations, if the data from those particular stages are collected well and analyzed well, then for sure the product life cycle can be a little longer for a product in a given market. Thus, product life cycle. Thanks for listening.